It's time for ACC Central, presented by Just Means Less.
I drive into right. It's enough. It's back. And it's gone for the cycle. It's a walk-off grand slam. Florida State wins it.
Hosted by Monty Taylor.
In the air, center field. Moore is under it. And on to Omaha for the Cardinals.
Micah Butel.
Fly ball driven into left field. Smith, does he do it? He does! A walk-off homer by Ken Smith.
And Nick Dioli.
Gets it down. Here comes Hawk. He is safe. And Boston College wins.
Fastball off the plate for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Monty just got landed on.
There are 2 pigeons roosting right above me, and my can of Pepsi
Smacked into right field and a
Welcome back, college baseball fans. Once again, the Pigeons, part of the intro there from the Georgia Tech ACC tournament game. Welcome back. It's Nick Dioli and myself. Micah might pop in here for a second, but he is currently at a baseball game. It is our midseason all-star selection show, Nick. And you know what? I'm thinking we should probably reveal an all-star right off the bat. What do you think, Nick?
I think we should. I think it's a good time to do so.
All right, our first All-Star is going to be the starting shortstop for the Human or Not division, which Georgia Tech shortstop Carson Kerce. He's the reigning ACC Player of the Week and the nation's leader in double, and he just so happens to be here with us. Carson, my guy, what's going on? It's taken me a year to try and get the Georgia Tech shortstop on a live show, and my first time asking you, and you're good. Lodi was a little bit more difficult, apparently.
I guess he was. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Carson. It's so great to have you on here. Obviously, we've been big fans of yours for 3 years, watching your development. And Micah said he's about to hop on, so we're about to have Micah in here. I know he was like, man, you got Carson coming on. I got to be there, because he picked you as his X Factor this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know he was big when you had that Appy League first half that should have been all-star attention, and he was out there tweeting about it and talking about it. And it's funny because the summer league stuff isn't getting a ton of attention, but he was locked in on the Appy League because I think he was working at one of the spots. So but Carson, while we're waiting for him to jump on, I just want to jump right into it. Let's talk about that atmosphere this weekend. How much fun was that against Florida State?
Yeah, I mean, that was special. I mean, that's what we've kind of talked about. That's what we've kind of tried to build here at Georgia Tech. And I think just the group of guys we've had kind of has rallied, the whole school's kind of rallied around us. And it was pretty special to see the Rusty C like that. I mean, it was a super regional atmosphere there in April, which is pretty cool to see. Something we haven't played in front of at home yet ever in my career here. So there he is.
Absolutely. There he is. Micah, you're on.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Can you hear me? Yeah. No?
Yep. Cool. Carson did see that he was your X Factor, Micah.
I mean, ever since I saw him as a doughboy, I've always believed in Carson Kerce. What can I say?
So anyway, we were just talking about the atmosphere this past weekend. I know there was also, like, Carson, it was kind of crazy because it got rowdy at one point to where there was a fight going on in the stands, and it actually distracted play on the field.
Yeah, I mean, that was during one of the reviews, and I was standing there, the camera was on. I was pointing over to the fight, but I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really fun. One thing I wanted to ask you is, it's funny because, like, obviously all summer and fall, everyone's talking about the lineup. And nobody's really talking about you, Carson. And you are just casually hitting 402 with 25 extra base hits. Like, I think there's an argument to be made. You're in the ACC Player of the Year conversation, and yet you were kind of overlooked, and you've kind of been overlooked in your career. I think you play with a chip on your shoulder just like DB does. Is that something you kind of noticed and was fine with, or is it something that kind of helped fuel you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely helped fuel me throughout the years. I mean, you always want to be the guy that everybody talks about. You want to be the guy that helps your team win. But I think at the end of the day, we have so many guys that do that in so many different ways that it's okay for me, maybe not get all the publicity that I think I might deserve, but just go out there and find a way to win every single game. And I think at the end of the day, when we're in Omaha dogpiling, I think we're going to be right where we want to be. So.
Absolutely. It's funny because I've been talking about you being underrated, but it sounds like you're getting some talk now. And I was laughing because I was like, well, maybe he's not underrated anymore. But I remember last year I was trying to sing your praises because you had, 24 extra base hits last year. You were, I think, the best defender in the conference, and yet still kind of getting overlooked. Micah, do you have any question that you want to ask Carson?
The timing was, oh, look at that. Music walked right off. Guys, sorry again. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm currently at a baseball game if you can't see. But no, I mean, Carson, obviously, I just wanted to kind of, I guess, ask you just about, the development. Now, obviously, I saw you in Johnson City, 2 summers ago now. And, you were kind of an under the radar guy. I mean, even on the Doughboys, that lineup was pretty stacked. And not many people talked about Carson Kerce till midway through the year. Just kind of talk about the development that you've had at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, just throughout my years, just working with Ramsey and now Josh Holman is just like, we picked little things that we felt like I could be better at throughout my time here, and we've kind of made those improvements. Like when we were in Johnson City, I was really working on having a leg kick and how I could kind of get more power through my legs, and just like little things throughout, using every at bat, using every day to kind of find something to get better at. I think this year one of my main focuses was just how many line drives can I hit, how many balls can I hit in that 10 to 30 degree launch angle, how many balls can I hit hard, and just continue to get stronger and keep doing those things. And I think that was my main focus, and I feel like that's kind of driven me to having such a good year.
Carson, it's funny because you remember we talked about on Saturday before BP, I said you're going to get close to the doubles record and start hitting home runs. You'd be fine with that. And what'd you do? Like first at bat? Was it first at bat?
Yeah.
That's Oppo Taco, and I was just like, well, there we go. But the power is certainly there. You and I have talked about it a bunch this year because I remember what I love to tell people is at Georgia Southern in the first midweek of the year, somebody was cranking balls over the scoreboard, and I'm expecting to see Zuck or DB or Hernandez, and I'm like, it's Carson Kerce, the number 9 hitter. And it's just unreal. But yeah, power has definitely become part of your game. I know the 4 home runs doesn't necessarily show it, but I think a lot of your doubles have been, they haven't all been, down the line or, in the gap. They've been to the wall.
Yep. Yeah, I think for me, it was how can I get my A swing off the most, and that was something we kind of focused on in the off season. Just another thing that we kind of thought about and tweaked at just to elevate my game.
I love that. And obviously the transition to shortstop hasn't really distracted you at all, because I know, that can be a really hard transition for some players, even if they're defensively capable, because it's so much more responsibility. But Nick or Micah, do you have anything else you guys want to ask Carson?
I mean, I got to ask Carson. You said you saw Nick, I'm going first because I got to go. Sorry, buddy. I'm taking
okay,
go
for it.
But Carson, was there any, you said, Monty said you saw the X Factor thing. I mean, just, feed my ego a little bit. Tell me about how, that just got you to have the week you did. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I just want a
Nick, I'm going first. Feed my ego.
But just I guess, again, talk about the weekend, was there any extra motivation from Monty and myself to get you to have such a good week?
No, I mean, I struggled the weekend before that, so I really just wanted to get back out there and get right back on the right foot. So, just trying to go out there and compete.
I love that. Micah uses his question to feed his own ego.
I mean, I've just been cooking with X Factors, and it was, Monty, your reaction when I made that pick last week made me feel like, something good was going to happen. I'm not going to lie, Carson. I didn't expect ACC Player of the Week out of you. That was not necessarily my pick, but I mean, kudos to you, my guy.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. But yeah, Nick, what do you got?
All right. So you guys you talked about that atmosphere last weekend being like a super regional type of atmosphere. It gets a little bit harder. You guys go on the road to Chapel Hill. They're number 3 in the country. It's really not like a time to like, you guys got to like refocus, get reset. It is almost like NCAA tournament time right now. How do you guys like just stay locked in knowing that this was a really tough challenge and you succeeded, but this could be even a tougher challenge and just a quick turnaround?
Yeah. I mean, this weekend's going to be another tough one. I think the special part of this team is we've been challenged so much in the off season of being fully present in every game and competing to the best of our ability every single game. And I think throughout the season, we felt like a lot of these weekends has been our biggest weekend of the year coming up. So like when we went to Clemson, we felt like that was going to be our biggest weekend of the year. When we were playing NC State at home, that was the biggest weekend we had then. And then it just keeps going FSU and now UNC. I think just the maturity of this team to kind of not get caught up in the rankings or how good we're playing or the streak we're on, and just go out there and compete and try to win every single game and put our best foot out there. I think that's kind of what's made us be so good this year.
Yeah, one of the things I love about you guys is that you're still able to enjoy the attention as well, though. You revel in it, but it doesn't necessarily distract you. Last year's team was special. It was fun, but there's something about this year's team, Carson, that has gone to another level with Zuck and Advincula and some of the other guys. It just seems, no matter what happens at the end of the year, this seems like a very special team.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it feels like a family. This is like the best group of guys I feel like I've ever been around, just collectively of just wanting to be together, wanting to get better and striving for one goal. I think it's been pretty special to see, and whatever ends up happening at the end of this year, I know looking back, none of us are going to regret one moment from what we've done throughout this year.
Love that. Micah, Nick, do you have any final questions before we let Carson go? And I guess Micah go.
Who's your favorite teammate and why is it Von Lackey?
What's it? Shoot. Why is it Von Lackey? Von's special, man. I mean, that dude's fun to play with. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I mean, just being around these guys during BP, like they make me feel like part of the team when I have nothing to do with it. So it's such a special thing to be around, and you can feel how special it is and how much you guys love each other. I know Zuck has called it like being like a kid in a candy shop, and Jaw said the other day that it's like being part of a Little League All-Star team.
Yeah,
it's just really fun, kind of taking it back to the kid level of baseball and just for love of the game.
For sure.
Micah, you got anything before we let Carson go?
I'm going to do one fun question for you, Carson, because obviously you've been around the ACC now as someone that likes to go to ballparks. Where's your favorite place you've played besides, obviously, the Rusty C? Where's your favorite place you've been so far on this journey?
I got to go FSU. That place was special. My freshman year, we played down there. It was packed out. It was right before the ACC tournament. That place was pretty cool to play at.
Love it.
I need to get down there. But Carson, thank you so much for coming on to our All-Star show. Thanks for being our first All-Star announced. Congratulations on a great season so far, and I will see you on Friday.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Good luck, Carson. Appreciate
you.
Thank you.
All right. Micah, thanks for jumping on. Go enjoy your game. Sorry that I didn't keep track of your schedule.
You're good, boys. Appreciate you guys doing the show, and appreciate you letting me be a part of the little time we had with Carson. So
yeah.
Anyways, you guys enjoy the show. I'll be listening on my drive home once it's uploaded. So don't you worry. I can't wait to judge Nick for his take.
All right. Awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Man.
Appreciate it as always, jerk.
All right. So that's awesome. We had the man, the myth, the legend, our guy, Carson Kerce. Thank you, Carson, for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He is our first All-Star. Before we get into revealing the rest of the team, it's Home Run Derby time, guys. Nick, did you vote for a Home Run Derby?
I did.
Yeah, who were your 4 picks?
My 4 picks were Miles Bailey,
all right,
Derek Williams,
all right,
Tage Davis, and Von Lackey.
Love that. You have 3 of the 4. So there are 8 guys, but I asked people to vote for 4. But here is our look at the Home Run Derby field based on votes. Tage Davis was the top The top seed he's also got the most home runs, but 31 voters voted for Tage Davis in the home run derby. The 2 seed is Drew Burress. Despite only having 7 home runs on the year, he's actually got the least amount of home runs of the 8 guys on this list. Number 3 was Miles Bailey, who is injured. He's out with 13, though Nick decided unilaterally not to include him in the stats, even though he would still be among the league leaders. So he's not dead. So just saying, he still hit those 13 home runs, Nick. You can't erase history. Okay.
Look, blame some of the fans because some people are like, hey, you should have put him on because he's injured for the rest of the year. Not specifically Miles Bailey. I just have gotten that throughout the years.
Okay. Well, he and Duden should be on there until they're no longer listed in the stats. And anyway, continuing on, the 4 seed is who we got here? It's Vaughn Lackey and Lorenzo Carrier next up. Daniel Cuvée, the 6th seed. And now here in 7 and 8, we had Nick Wang, and the 8th seed would have been a 3rd Georgia Tech player, but I unilaterally decided we were capping it at 2 for the home run derby. It would have been Ryan Zuckerman or Alex Hernandez. Either one would be fantastic home run derby. Obviously, Zuckerman has 13 home runs, leads Georgia Tech now. But Nick Wang's number is also incorrect on this screen because I made it before today's game, and he has 13 Wang bangs, Nick.
Okay, very nice.
So Hideki Prather was the next surprise vote guy. After that, we had some interesting votes. I would have loved Rentaro, but he only had 1 vote. Alex Sosa only had 1 vote, which is a bit of a surprise. Derek Williams did have 4 votes. Luke Costello was close to getting in there with 5. Jacob Jarrell had 2. Jack Toomey actually had 3. Sam Harris is somebody I would like to have seen. He only had 1. Zion Rose had 4. Bino Waters had 3. Mark Quattrani had 3. AJ Gracia had 2. So is there anybody that you really feel like got snubbed on this list?
I personally voted for Derek Williams, so I'm a little shocked that he was not on here. But other than that, I mean, no, I think it's a great list, and it's teams that you really wouldn't think to see. Like we've done this a few times now, and I think this is like our first Boston College representative, our first Pitt, our first Cal. So I kind of like that we've had a couple other teams that are new to this this year.
Yeah, I'd have to go and look. But yeah, I mean, now here's the question. Who's winning this home run derby?
All right.
And everybody's healthy in this fake scenario.
Everyone's healthy. All right. Well, I'll go straight to my championship and do Tage Davis versus Miles Bailey.
That's gotta be it, right? That's gotta be the final.
That's gotta be it. I think Vaughn gives Tage a run for his money if there were like an overtime situation. But I think Tage would outduel him just because Tage is just respectfully is on another level. I mean, he's doing it in all of these different ballparks too, which is still really impressive. I'll go with Tage.
I'll go with Miles Bailey, but I would love for this to like come true so that we can see once and for all Tage Davis, Miles Bailey, who's got more power. We'll be doing a vote on this from Just Means Less, talking about that. But that's our home run derby field as voted on by the fans. The 8 guys that we would like to see most from the a couple hundred people who voted. So, all right, let's get into it. It's time.
All-Star, baby.
Yeah, let me double check. It's which team it is first. I believe this is Birds with the Fur. So for those that aren't familiar, we split the team into 2 divisions. This is Boston College, Cal, Clemson, North Carolina, NC State, Pitt, and Virginia Tech. So if you're not seeing your team being represented, we'll get to them. But let's start with the catcher. Do you remember who you voted for on this side, Nick?
Birds with the Fur. I voted for Carolina's catcher, I believe.
All right. Well, it's Hideki Prather from Cal who actually, yes. So, good stuff there. Let me just pull up my thing so when I share some stuff. But yes, Hideki Prather is the starting catcher for Birds with the Fur. All right. Prather's having a heck of a season, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is hitting .361 with 13 home runs, or 13 doubles, 8 home runs, 29 RBIs. Cal's best player, a 1.127 OPS. So a very worthy catcher there. I will tell you, Micah voted for him. I voted for him as well.
Okay. Very nice.
Tage Davis, no surprise at first base, right? He's one of the leaders in WAR. Tage Davis, 19 home runs, a 1.303 OPS. Yeah, he's having himself a season. 66 RBIs. No surprise there. I think all three of us voted for him. And then, of course, the popular vote, 37.7% of the audience voted for him as well, which you guys will see. Nobody's really getting over 60% of the vote. So the votes were very split, but I was very impressed with how the votes came out from our audience here. Gavin Gallagher is the starting second baseman at North Carolina. He's the starting second baseman on Birds with the Fur, Nick. Luke Nixon, obviously in contention, a couple other guys. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Gavin Gallagher gets the nod.
No surprise.
Yeah. Jake Schaffner is double play partner at shortstop.
Okay.
And he was also the leading vote getter from the audience, 28.3%. He's having a great season. Just barreling baseballs, both those two guys. So right now you got two UNC guys, a Cal guy, a Louisville guy. Third base might surprise you as well, Nick. It's Bayram Hott from Louisville.
Okay.
And he's been one of the more underrated players in the conference. He's hitting .391, which is good for 7th in the conference. He's got 18 extra base hits, 13 steals, a 1.13 OPS, and he's top 5, I believe, in the conference in WAR. So a bit of an underrated guy, kind of overlooked right now, but very, very good. Luke Gallo was actually the audience's top thing, but part of that was bird ball hijack stuff a little bit. So we had to make some changes on that. But Bayram Hott is the starting third baseman there. All right, the outfield is going to show us all three at once.
All right,
Jack Toomey, Rhett Johnson, and Lorenzo Carrier. Yes. So here's what happened with the outfield. It was between him and Ty Head, and Rhett Johnson's numbers are just better than Ty's at NC State. So Rhett Johnson gets the nod there. Lorenzo Carrier was a big fan favorite for everybody, 47.2% of the vote. Jack Toomey also out there, 36.8. By the way, Jack Toomey, I didn't realize was doing as well as he was, but he's got over 20 extra base hits. And if I recall correctly, he did not have a ton of extra base hits last year, so I was surprised to see how – I knew he was doing solid. I didn't realize he was having a, all-star caliber year. But this is the starting – the starting 8. I forgot, now that I've thought about it, that I forgot to add the DH to this. So do you remember who you voted for DH?
For DH, give me a second. I think –
I ended up moving an outfielder from Clemson to the DH, Nate Savoy.
I remember
debating. Kyle Wolf, who's batting under 200, I believe, is who both you and Micah voted for. And the audience voted a lot for Zion Rose, who's been injured most of the year. So I opted, looking at some of the votes and some of the other things, it ended up going to Nate Savoy, outfielder for Clemson.
Okay. Don't hate it. I remember debating between Nick Wang and Zion, not Nick Wang.
Kyle Wolf.
I think my decision was just because Zion has not been healthy. But I don't hate the Savoy pick. I don't hate it. That's a good one.
How are you feeling about this 8 here and the 9 when you count Savoy?
I like it. I'm a little surprised Jack Toomey, because he was a guy that I debated on, but I'm glad that he made it. I'm a little surprised Red Johnson made it, but as a state guy, I won't hate on that at all. Biasly, I did pick Mikey Ryan just because he's been hot in the last 2 weeks for shortstop.
I know, I saw that and I was like, that's recency bias.
That's
for
that
sure.
100% recency bias. He's been tearing the cover off the ball, but no, none of this is kind of a surprise to me. That this is a good All-Star team. Yeah,
and I mean, we're getting some underrated players in there. Obviously, I mentioned Jack Toomey seemed kind of underrated. Bayram Hot seemed underrated, but obviously there's going to be some there. This league is loaded. We're going to have some snubs. So the nice thing about that is you can yell at us, and also it gives us something to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the bench now. So we got 7 bench players to add to this 9. Let's start with the first one, who is the backup catcher who you voted for, Nick.
Yeah.
Macon Winslow, North Carolina.
Okay. Good.
Nick Wang, 13 Wang bangs. You didn't think we were going to leave Nick Wang off the All-Star list, did you?
Absolutely not. He deserves to be on it.
He's having a heck of a season. Ethan Ball is going to be the lone Virginia Tech guy on the list. Every team has to have somebody on the list, and Virginia Tech, honestly, Ethan Ball's really the only guy that deserves to be an All-Star right now based on the numbers, and unfortunately that's what keeps Luke Nixon off this list. So if you're looking for a snub, I'd probably say Luke Nixon's where you would start.
Yeah.
But Ethan Ball having a hell of a season, deserves to be an All-Star. He makes the All-Star team here. He is the lone Virginia Tech representative. So Caden Doolin, shortstop for Pitt. So he makes the list as well. Julio Soler is kind of having a heck of a season as well for BC. And then Griffin Crane, we had to know it was coming. I know everybody voted for him. And then Owen Hall, who is actually leading UNC in hitting and OBP, having a great season in center field for the Tar Heels. So there are your 7 bench pieces. And again, only one NC State offensive piece. Obviously, I think there's an argument for Ty Head and Luke Nixon, but unfortunately, I can't. We already have 56 players making the All-Star team, so it's already like a kind of a two bloated rosters. So there's going to be snubs, and I think if you're looking at 2 snubs right here, it would be Luke Nixon and Ty Head offensively. Chris McHugh also is somebody who might be a snub here. Eric Paulson for North Carolina, also possibly a snub. Jacob French is somebody that Micah voted for that's not on here. So what are your thoughts here on this? Lucas Moore, another outfielder who's not on here. AJ Nessler for Pitt. So there are some major snubs, but again, there's only a limited number of rosters and got to take into account the votes.
Yeah. Obviously, Luke Nixon's a big snub right there. I do remember voting for Griffin Crane to be a starter, but I'm glad that he made the team. I think I voted for a couple of Louisville guys that did not make the roster, but decent bench. I think you got some strength at catcher and at first base. And one of your outfielders is a surprise stud of this year. So you got a little bit of depth in that bench.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm excited about, the reactions here. I'm sure we're going to hear it in some cases, but not a bad group here. But let's move on to the pitchers. And there's a lot of pitchers. I believe it ends up being 12 pitchers. So I think I did 5 starters, 6 relievers, and then 1 wild card. So technically, I think one team got an extra starting pitcher, and one team got an extra reliever who also started at the beginning of the year. But birds with the fur. Let's get into the pitchers. AJ Colarusso was the top vote getter, 51.9%. Nick,
nice, not a surprise.
So, and again, we've had to account a little bit for the BC burners kind of hijacking the vote, but AJ Colarusso, very deserving. Next up, Jason DeCaro, North Carolina. He struggled a little bit here in the last 2 weeks due to sickness, and then probably a little bit of hangover from that illness against Clemson. But he's been very good all season long, representing UNC. And then it's a pair of NC State players, Jacob Duden and Ryan Marone. That's not a surprise, right?
Not a surprise. I'm 4 for 4 right now.
Ryan Marone, 38.7% of the vote. Jacob Duden, 37.7%. So those two guys obviously very deserving of this. And then the fifth and final starter, Michael Sharman, Clemson.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And now they do have a sixth starter on this particular team, and it's the other Cal player, Oliver De La Torre. It came down between him and Gavin Eady. So decisions had to be made, and Oliver De La Torre gets the nod over Gavin Eady to make the team. I take it you voted for Gavin?
I voted for Oliver.
Okay, so you were excited that he got it. Okay. I didn't know what that reaction was.
Yeah. So my 5 that I voted for, AJ, Jason, Jacob, Ryan, Oliver, I love it. Love it.
Nice. Very good. Yep. So, very well done. But those are the starters for the All-Star game. I think the Duden, Marone, Colarusso are absolute locks. Makes sense to me. And then with the way Sharman's pitched and the way the Cal's pitched, starters have pitched, somebody had to be represented there.
Yeah.
And I think you're not going to be surprised too much by these relievers either. Walker McDuffie, Caden Glauber, obviously two of the best relievers in the conference. Cesar Gonzalez. Okay. Gavin Suarez.
Wow, 2 Ps. Wow.
Eddie Smink and Anderson Nance.
Okay. Where did Consiglio finish? I'm a little surprised he's not on that.
Well, let me see. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at his. He was not higher than Nance.
Okay.
So, yep. So there may have been some issues there with the relief thing, but Consiglio is a snub, deserving. But you are very quick to lock in those NC State guys.
I am. I love the relief pitching. I did vote for Walker McDuffie. I did vote for Caden Glauber, and I did vote for Anderson Nance. So I was surprised to see some BC guys. That's really cool. That's awesome.
Well, remember BC's got an elite bullpen.
They're elite.
So
they are. Yeah.
So I mean, some guys that might be snubbed here. Wyatt Danilowicz on the starting side, Aiden Kanak on the starting side. Cooper Consiglio, who we covered, and Hayden Simerson, kind of, having a good season for Clemson, but that not a ton of snubs, but a couple. Wyatt Danilowicz obviously is a big one, I think, on the starting side, but he's had some inconsistency as well. So there you have it. Birds with the fur. By the way, the coach, we forgot to talk about the coach. The coach is Todd Interdonato by a landslide, folks.
Let's go.
51.9% of the vote. So
let's go.
Bird ball, well represented. We'll get into the breakdown of the teams in a little bit here, but everyone represented at least once. I think most teams represented more than once, so pretty solid. All right. Human or maybe not division, huh? Von Lackey, the catcher. Duh. I think Von Lackey, let me double check. I believe he was the leading vote getter of all at 61.3% of the vote. That was the highest percentage, 61.3%. So a lot of split, a lot of people getting voted for, but Von Lackey, obviously the catcher. I will say I did have to cap some of this Georgia Tech stuff because Georgia Tech cannot have 30 players on the All-Star team. Miles Bailey, Florida State. He was the leading vote getter with 40.6 at first base. Well-deserved despite the injury. He was having a heck of a season, an all ACC season before the injury. Glad he's still represented there. Jaron Advincula, who is currently second in the ACC in hitting behind Teddy Talkheim. 421. He's got 15 extra base hits. He leads the conference in hits with 64. So he is the second baseman. You know who the shortstop is, right? We already revealed who the shortstop is. It's Carson Kerce, who was just on the show to start us off here. So it's funny. Both teams have a middle infield pair from the same school because remember North Carolina is represented in the Birds with the Fur division. Carson Kerce, Jared Advincula there. At third base, it's Daniel Cuvée. Getting the nod there. Cuvée was the leading vote getter at 34%, just ahead of another Georgia Tech bat that we'll get to.
Yeah.
So outfield, it's coming all at once. Derek Williams, Drew Burress, and AJ Gracia. Those Burress had 59.4% of the vote. Gracia had 34% of the vote, and then Williams in there at the end, having a great year. What do you think of this? We obviously have 4 Georgia Tech players in this 8. The DH, by the way, Caden Smith, Duke.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Love this. This. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is a really good team.
Right.
This is a really good team. Like I did I vote for Gracia? I remember debating him and somebody else. I believe I did end up picking AJ Gracia, but anywho.
Nice.
Anywho, yeah. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of good fielding on this team as well. I think we got 3 stud outfielders who have all have made like iconic plays, like just as of last week, like Derek Williams catch at the wall, and we know what Drew Burress can do. We know what AJ, like the defense is fantastic in the outfield.
Absolutely. I'm very happy with this lineup.
Yeah.
Obviously Caden Smith, the DH. It's loaded, right? Let's get into the bench here. And we'll get into the snubs as well. They're going to carry 2 catchers. The first one, Alex Sosa, Miami. So Derek Williams, Alex Sosa, Daniel Cuvée, that dangerous middle of the order for Miami. All 3 are all-stars. Alex Sosa laid down a triple today already, having a great season. And Mark Quattroni, Notre Dame.
Nice. Good. I'm happy he made it. He deserves it.
All right. Ryan Zuckerman, who just missed beating out Daniel Cuvée for the third base spot. Ryan Zuckerman actually has a higher WAR than Jared Advincula, by the way.
I really wish, just for my sake, you had put Zuckerman on there because A, I voted for him, and B, I picked him on my preseason All-Star team. I got a lot of hate for
That's right. You voted him high, but yeah. Well, that's on the public vote there, Nick. They voted Cuvée just ahead of him.
Yeah. Deservedly, but I had to stick with my boy, Zuck.
Zuck is having a heck of a year again. Top 3 in the conference in WAR, up there with Vaughn Lackey, Tage Davis, and I'm trying to remember who the other person is. But either way, loaded.
Yeah.
Eric Becker, Virginia.
Nice.
Javar Williams, Wake Forest. Luke Costello, Wake Forest, and Teddy Tockheim, Stanford.
Okay, Teddy, that's who it was. I think I did end up voting for Teddy over AJ Gracia.
Interesting.
Just to get a Stanford representative.
You did have 4 votes though for the outfield.
Okay, then I did end up going. I think I did. Then I did both.
All right. So here's some possible snubs: Dalton Wentz, Noah Coy at Notre Dame at shortstop, Charlie Bates at Stanford at shortstop, Jake Ogden for Miami at second base, Sam Harris at first base for Virginia, Harrison Didewick for Virginia, and Braden Dowd and Drew Birkland for Notre Dame. Braden Dowd, obviously Florida State.
My question is, how did the DH voting break up? How did that?
That ended up to get Duke a representative, so that's how that broke up.
Okay, got it.
Will Baker was up there. Actually, I think Baker Baker's a huge snub.
Yeah.
But like Baker and Hernandez for Georgia Tech both had arguments to make the team. But again, this isn't they got the most All-Stars. They didn't need 10 All-Stars. So
yeah. Gotcha. Very nice.
All right. Pitchers. Wes Mendez, Florida State.
Not a surprise.
Jack Riddell, Notre Dame.
Not a surprise.
Chris Lavonis, Wake Forest.
Not a surprise.
Rob Evans, Miami.
Not a surprise.
And Tate McKee, Georgia Tech.
5 for 5. Let's go.
Very nice. Jackson Blakely was the next highest for Georgia Tech.
Nice.
Trey Beard also had a good amount as well. Some possible other AJ Siskar, maybe a snub there, maybe Aiden Weaver. But I think for the most part, did a really good job on the starting pitching.
Yes, I think that's very good.
The wild card pitcher, the other Duke player on the rosters, Ben Dean. He's turned into the closer. He was a starter, having a great season for Duke. He is the wild card pitcher, so either starter or reliever.
Nice.
All right, you ready for the relievers?
Yeah.
John Abraham, Florida State.
Okay.
Lucas Hartman, Virginia.
Not a surprise.
Trevor Moore, Stanford.
Okay.
Evan Jones, Wake Forest.
Nice.
Dylan Lloyd, Georgia Tech. Caden Gaudette, Georgia Tech.
All right.
It got a little tricky there with Patel, Loy, and Gaudette. I believe Patel was getting enough votes from the public, but opted for Loy and Gaudette based on the numbers, and Patel missed some time and was in the rotation. Loy is a lock. Gaudette's having a great season, so that's what we went there for the Georgia Tech guys. You voted for Will Ray. You voted for Will Ray, who nowhere near enough appearances.
You know, Monty, sometimes you need the Kershaw treatment.
I laughed when I saw it because I was like, Nick knows dang well he's only made like 4 appearances this season.
Of course. And, I may have watched him pitch last night, so it's okay. But I gave Will Ray the Clayton Kershaw All-Star treatment, even though he's going to have more of an impact for Wake than Kershaw did for the Dodgers. But I do like these relief pitchers. I voted for Hartman and Abraham, Loy. I voted for Loy and Patel. So, and obviously,
Patel might be the biggest snub, but it seemed like Gaudette, based on his resume, a little bit better. Some snubs might be Peter Lemke for Duke, Jake Dorn for Miami, Lyndon Glidewell for Miami, Kevin Jaxel for Virginia, and Tyler Kappa for Virginia.
Very nice. I do like the Evan Jones pick. I think a lot of people haven't seen him play as much, but if people watch this, maybe pay attention a little bit to Evan Jones. He's a baller, man. He's really good.
Absolutely, yeah. He's going to be. I mean, another one of those high-profile recruits that Wake Forest is going to be able to develop into a high-level recruit. A high-level recruit they're going to be able to develop into a high-level prospect.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's our All-Stars. The Birds with the Fur division is on the right. The Human or Maybe Not division on the left. There they all are in all their glory. 56 players and 2 coaches. Nick.
Very, very nice. I think the advantage on the field, you got to give it to Humans or Maybe Not. I think pitching, it's close. It's very close.
Yeah, how are we feeling about this? I mean, what's your biggest?
How are you feeling about it? I don't know.
Love it. I thought it came out really well. I think everyone.
I think that everyone got in who I thought should have gotten in for the most part.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of snubs, but that's just because there's always the league is so deep, and there's probably 10 players that maybe deserve to be all-stars that we just don't have room for.
Yeah. Yep. It's geez, this is a great list. Okay. These teams play each other 10 times. Who wins the most? Who wins the most out of 10?
The human. I really like that human, or maybe not division. I mean, you've got
Power.
Yeah, I mean, in the first round draft picks. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty loaded.
Yeah. I think I came down to on the pitching side, I think humans or maybe not have top 3 like firepower, but maybe the starters on Birds with the Fur have a little bit more depth.
Maybe
Like they can give you an extra game there.
Well, for sure, they've got a true 6th starter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, and 7th starter if you want to count freaking Caden Glauber as one because he throws 5 to 6 innings an outing.
Yeah. This is great. I love this. I think human or maybe not division is winning this 7 to 8 times out of 10.
Oh, wow.
I just think that lineup is so stacked. It's so stacked. I mean, I think Birds with the Fur has the ultimate power play with Tage Davis, but you have so much depth with Lackey and Bailey and Advicula and Burris. You know, it's a really good lineup.
I mean, you might have 5 first round draft picks on human or maybe not division, maybe not in the starting lineup, but on the team with when you take Eric Becker into account.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely loaded, but yeah, those will be posted shortly, hopefully. But yeah, that's our show. I mean, thank you to Carson Kerce for coming on, and Micah for hopping on just to talk to Carson. Nick, I mean, another great show.
Yeah, I always look forward to this show. This is one of my favorite ones of the year. And then we just kind of wake up and we're like, wow, here comes the stretch, guys. Here we go. Things get a little bit more serious now.
Yep. If you're looking for a preview show, we're not doing it this week, but we do have our picks. They'll be posted tomorrow. We have our X Factors. They'll be posted tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out for that. Other than that, that's all I got, Nick, unless you got something else you want to share.
Had a lot of fun last night at the Wake Coastal game. I think Wake got a really big win last night, and I think the Bats woke up a little bit. I think they really love being at the couch, Monty. But I will be here in Winston trying to catch all 3 games of NC State and Wake. So stay tuned for any kind of coverage on that. I'm very excited for this series.
I will be at Clemson, Virginia tomorrow, and then UNC covering UNC Georgia Tech all weekend. I'll be on the radio for Georgia Tech on Friday night, and then regular press coverage on Saturday and Sunday. So that's why I decided to see Carson Kerce on Friday. So, but no, special thanks for Carson for coming on. I mean, what a great sport to jump on the live show. Like I said, I tried to get Lodi's on a couple times last year, and he was busy every time. So Carson, awesome to have him on, and great to give him some recognition because he's been an absolute stud. So that's going to do it. We'll be back Monday, but keep an eye out for our coverage. Until then, it just means less.